You paid off $595,000 in 4 years and
4 years, 4 months.
4 years and 4 months.
Yeah.
Now people call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
But you're living proof of it. You actually helped me win #1 broker in Australia, because one of the things when we voted for that is they then send you a thing and say, hey, could you please supply some references, this, that, the other. And we supplied your bank statements and a letter from you. And that was it, #1 broker in Australia. Thanks for coming. So.
You're welcome.
Oh, I know, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Money isn't the root of all evil, the fucking lack of it is.
Not money, the lack of understanding money.
When I put that into emphasis, when I realised that psychological effect and how it hit our family, I FTB all the fucking way.
You are now watching the Money Mentor podcast.
Before Infinity, Craig and Kim had 19 years left on their home loan, nearly $600,000 owing, and one underperforming investment property. No budget, no structure, and zero belief that financial advisors could actually help. Then everything changed, 4 years and 4 months later. The home loan? Gone. They upgraded their truck and cleared it in under a year, restructured their portfolio, bought and sold multiple properties, generated $725,000 in profit, reinvested strategically, now building 3 new properties worth $5 million. They've settled into a Gold Coast sub-penthouse. They now hold 9 properties. And today, work with Infinity, helping others win. How do you go from skeptical to financially unstoppable? Stay tuned. This is their story.
Welcome back to another episode of the Money Mentor, and we have some special guests back for another round. Welcome, Craig and Kim. Hello.
Hello.
How you going?
Good, good. Just check your mic's working there.
2, 2, 1, 2.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just wanted to give you a moment to shine. So we had a chat together. I think if people jump back into Money Mentor podcast, it was around March 2025. I think the title is 10 years of repayments in 1 year or something, or something like that.
10 months.
10 months, sorry. 10 years of payments in 10 months.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
That was the infamous text where it said, this is bullshit.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's give everyone some context to the text. Let's go back for anyone who's not part of our community, hasn't been graced with your presence before, Kim's beauty and your, well, I don't know, personality.
Yeah, well, my mum loves me.
Kim sometimes loves you.
Yeah.
So let's give everyone a bit of a helicopter view, who you guys are, where you're from or were from, how you found us, in case they haven't watched that other episode. Because to be clear at the outset, you guys set an Infinity record. 2016 you joined us. You paid off $595,000 in 4 years and
4 years, 4 months.
4 years and 4 months.
Yeah.
Now people call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
But you're living proof of it. You actually helped me win #1 broker in Australia, because one of the things when we voted for that is they then send you a thing and say, hey, could you please supply some references, this, that, the other. And we supplied your bank statements and a letter from you. And that was it, #1 broker in Australia. Thanks for coming. So.
You're welcome.
Oh, I know, thank you, thank you. But it doesn't get any realer than that for people who call bullshit, because it was validated by the statement. So give us some background on the journey, please.
Well, back in 2016, I guess, where your typical couple that have your financial stresses in a relationship and not going anywhere fast. We're on good wages. And I guess Kim was looking for someone to give me an uppercut to try and work.
Oh, I thought she was looking for a new husband, sorry.
Well, that was part of it. Yes. Husband number 4. Sorry about that. But anyway, we're just looking for someone to help us. And I was just anti-brokers, because I thought, how do they build a relationship? Don't know us. So Infinity was introduced through the football. Which I love, the Mighty Sharks, 2016 premiers. So I'm not sure if you wanted to add anything to that. Or
So I've been digging away at Craig for almost 10 years about
Right.
we need to go and see someone. And as he mentioned, he didn't trust brokers, and he wasn't wanting to do anything about it. And we went to a Sharks game, and Infinity happened to be sponsoring that year.
Yep.
And they were offering...
That's why they won the grand final. So.
Yeah.
exactly.
And they're offering to win a ticket in the corporate box. So
Right.
Craig was in. That was him in. So he signed up. And then the following week, we got a phone call from Infinity to say sorry, you didn't win the corporate box, but can we come around and see you?
Mind you, we ended up with half my corporate box tickets through the
Yes,
season.
yes.
I did in the end.
Yeah. So he took the call and he thought, if I don't accept Infinity coming around, Kim is going to kill me.
Right.
So we had the beautiful Luke come around to our house and see us.
No,
And
the mighty Luke.
the mighty Luke.
The mighty. Well, this is a
Well, I
funny
think it's a
story.
beautiful
this
Luke.
that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he came in and he tried to sell the product, and Craig was like, "Nah, still bullshit. I don't believe you." And
Well, the funny thing is, since we've got to know Luke,
Yeah.
roll forward a bit, he said he went home and he said to his wife, Jamaica, "I've just met this couple. I've just been beaten up, and this guy has just given it to
Smashed him.
smashed him.
Yeah.
But I think I've convinced you to go and see the owner of the company."
Yeah.
And that's where our beautiful relationship started with
Didn't
Infinity.
he tell you? He said, "I think I've done a shit job also." 'Cause
yeah,
he
yeah.
you were
did.
going overseas or something. Because I remember Luke coming in the next day going, "We could absolutely help these people. Like we could change their life." But I think I did a really shit job, and the bloke just kept smashing me.
Well, kudos to Luke. He basically was sweating bullets throughout.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, he did say, look, I know I probably haven't done this justice. I don't think I've represented. And he says, yes, it's my first crack doing this type of thing. But I really believe in you guys, and I believe in
The numbers.
The numbers, exactly. So for me, it was sort of like, all right, mate,
He's very honest.
that's what won me.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I don't like do bullshit well, and at the end of the day, he was honest. And yeah, we went overseas to Bali because that was our thing back in the day.
Yeah.
And came back, and there was this bloke rang us named Graham Home, money mentor. Thought, here we go, and that's where it started.
Okay. Okay. That's funny because I heard you and Kim both mention you didn't trust brokers. You thought, oh, these guys don't know anything about us. They can't form a relationship with us. They just want to flog us something. Well, I don't know, because how many dates did we have at the beginning?
The date side of things, multi-months, 3 or 4 dates as we.
It would have been like a fortnightly running. I thought you were just coming for the free fucking pizza at the end of it.
Mate, we only got donuts to begin with,
Yeah,
and
true.
then the pizzas. But no, it was over an extended period, and it was good because I sort of thought I'm being sized up.
Right.
You know, here's a fella that seems to know his stuff, but he's sizing me up. And you finished off towards the end of our 3rd month of engagement. And so I'll tell you this, Craig, I don't need you, but you certainly need me, and I have the tools and the knowledge that will allow your family to change dramatically. And I think that was the key for us. And I remember thinking, oh, bloody arrogant bloke.
You cocky little prick.
But he's just giving
But
it
it was
to me.
at that point, I kind of gave you everything I could.
Yes.
We've gone through the numbers multiple times, whiteboard sessions for 2, 3. Like, there was really nowhere to go except, well, guys, I think, and I could see Kim's frustration every single meeting. She's looking at you, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, and I'd answer every question, and we'd do every set of numbers, and you'd go off and check, and I know it'd percolate for a week or 2, and then you'd come back, and we'd do it again. It was just, I think it was like a relearning phase maybe of dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Till we got to the end, I'm like, well, I need to take a piss. So, you know, while I do that, mate, I think we're done here. Like,
Well,
do
it
it, don't do it.
Yeah. No, it was exactly like that, and it was just I guess the change in my mindset of who I would trust. Because a lot of families struggle with finance, but don't want to trust anyone other than themselves and their partner.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that was a big, I guess, transformation in my thinking. Well, he's a bloke that seems to be interested in us, and I guess with the broker side of things, it's very transactional. Is what I understood. But the way you conducted yourself was more that you're trying to understand us as a family. You weren't necessarily flogging something, but you were flogging something. But at the end of the day, you could shape it to improve an outcome
Yeah,
for us.
instead of selling a loan in 1 to 2 meetings with a cheaper rate, better rate, it was actually a lot more detailed. It was more
Yes.
strategy based over
100%.
several months.
Yeah, exactly.
So we kicked off.
Yep.
Where to from there?
Well, when we kicked off, you put 4 properties on the table and
That's
said,
right, because you guys were worried about your kids inheriting debt.
yes,
So you're like, okay, we get this loan shit now. Let's do that. We can pay it off quick.
yep.
How do we make up for lost time? We don't want the kids to inherit debt. If we can get rid of the loan, then what have we got?
Exactly. And
So we did some investing as well. So you ended up buying a shitload of property as well.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. Talk about the text. You mentioned the text earlier. So talk about the text for people that haven't listened to your story before.
I think it's part of that whole transformational thinking, and it's like, all right, I'm all in, and I remember sending a text 10 months in and saying this is bullshit. As I've always say, nothing more, nothing less.
I think it was in caps too.
It was.
I was like, fuck, what now?
And it was like, and you come back, and which was quite good. You came back pretty quickly, and you just said, "What's bullshit? What have I done?" And I said, "We've paid more off in 10 months than we had 10 years prior of our home
So
loan."
hang on. So start again. Your $595,000 loan.
But it's outstanding at the
outstanding
time when we
balance,
joined. Yeah,
And you paid what?
we paid more off in 10 months than 10 years prior.
What the fuck were you doing with all your money?
Well, that's the part we couldn't work it out. We're on good money, but we're living a life. I guess we have got 5 kids between us, and it's obviously you're doing the things with the kids, but equally we're living a life. I sort of thought
Spending too much on the kids.
obviously spending too much, you know.
So when you sit down and because you still you dot your I's, cross your T's, do your spreadsheet, double check everything in our client portal yourself, which is fine. It's good. When you sit down and you're like, and you just see that balance drop, this is bullshit. Talk us through that epiphany or that shit. Like it's not like a light bulb moment. It's a holy shit moment.
Yeah, I mean,
That's when you know it's real.
Yeah.
When you see the numbers coming down and you're like, wow.
I think
This-
that
this
was
is
it.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bank statement started coming in. I thought, shit, we're slogging this.
I remember him actually calling out to me from where our computer was set up, and he goes, "Kim," and I said, "What's happened?" He goes, "This is fucking real. It's coming down."
Was this like month 1 or 2?
Two.
About month two.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
after all the structure and setup.
Yeah.
This is fucking real. You no shit, Sherlock. What do you think we signed up for?
Yeah,
So erring on the side of caution.
pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
So that was that's how it all started to roll, and then roll forward, we started buying more properties.
So as the debt's reducing, you're creating equity now.
Yes.
And that's obviously helping your serviceability because your expenses and outgoings changed. You had a bit of structure.
Yep.
So now when the bank looks at you, you're not
Not a
spending
bit of
everything.
structure. We had structure.
You had structure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're much cleaner for the bank to look at as well.
Yeah,
Okay. So you had your home and one property.
we had one investment property that was because we wanted to be a couple that said we got an investment property that was so wrong in so many ways in terms of really old,
Yeah.
a lot of maintenance problems,
Negatively geared.
heavily negative geared.
So we sold that dog eventually as well.
Yep.
yeah, that was part of the transition to Infinity.
Do you remember what you got up to? Do you remember how much we were able to pay for our first investment property ever bought back in 2016?
First one was 422,000.
Okay. Do you know what that's worth today?
Just under about 750,000.
Yeah, okay.
So that's not bad.
Yeah. So spending 4s. Now, what's the most expensive investment you've invested in?
3 million.
3 million. Jeez, okay.
Yeah.
And so to put a bow on the position, home and investment property, 595 grand, you were able to get up to how many investment properties at the peak?
So we had 14 income streams, what we call, because there's
Yep.
We had a number of dual keys.
Dual occupancy
Dual-
property. Okay,
yeah.
so like both sides, like a
Both
duplex.
sides.
Yep.
What a great idea. So
Yeah.
you got good income from those. Yield was fantastic.
Yeah, you used to call yourself Captain Yield.
I did. I think I turned up one day with my undies on the outside with a cape.
You did.
So that's what I do. So we're in the process of restructuring everything at the
Yep.
moment.
So you got up to 14 income streams in the portfolio. House paid off in 4 years,
4 months. Yeah.
Okay. And then one of the investments you bought was a sub penthouse on the Gold Coast
Correct.
Correct.
back in 2020 or 2021.
2020.
21, I
21?
think. Yeah.
Okay.
21, 20. Yeah.
And do you remember what you paid for that?
1.595.
Million.
What level are you?
22.
22.
Well, okay, I'm 23.
You were 23
Yeah.
on the corner.
Yeah, because I just had a valuation. Yeah, so they range from late 2s to early 3s now. So you're up a fair chunk of cash.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So now there's a bit of a strategy change here because you guys had home in Sydney.
Yep.
And you had this investment settling. What was it? Late 24. Late
Yeah,
20
November 24.
November 24. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that time, you decided to sell home.
To sell Sydney.
Yeah.
Well, what actually happened, we got the keys, or the handover process for the apartment,
Yeah.
and we walked in and we both looked at each other. This one saying, I could style this, I could do that, you know, because she's an interior designer. And I just sort of thought, bugger it. I'm selling Sydney, I'm moving in. It's no longer.
You did take a little bit of convincing because I said to Craig, given that we've made so much.
Well, if it's home, there's no CGT, right?
Correct.
You sell Sydney, you're moving in instead of
Absolutely.
an investment.
So I said, why, if we sold that property down the track, why would we want to give half of the CGT to the bank? So let's sell our PPR in Sydney, don't pay capital gains tax,
Yeah.
move into Eve, and then live there, and then we'll work out what our next step is. Will it be our forever home?
I'm enjoying it at the moment.
Yeah.
We were there as well. So I seen that day rock up with the truck, with the trailer and
Yes.
all the gear. But I think, did Jeff and Jerry or somebody?
Yeah, I needed help. I don't like asking for help often. And
You
they
needed
could-
help.
They could see I was struggling because I'd just driven from Sydney. And we moved in, and that's home.
Okay. So Sydney paid off, home paid off, but then sold, no tax because it's your home. Moved into the new home on the Gold Coast, relocated, and still got investments.
Yep.
Okay, still got investments. So that's probably the helicopter view, right?
Yep.
Okay. What's the big overarching plan?
Wow. Well, I guess from...
Well, actually, go back a step because there's a few little speed bumps in the middle, right? Kim, you got sick for a little while in there.
Yeah.
Work changes, all sorts of stuff. So maybe what was there was a lot going on in the middle.
Well, the last 18 months, I guess, has been, we've had a hard time in so much as Kim was diagnosed with cancer and then went through that process of coming out the other side of
Smashed it.
Yeah.
Kicked its ass.
Yeah, exactly, which was wonderful. And then equally our job profile changed because we're IT professionals, so we do a lot of contracting work.
Geez, you've got a good contract at the moment.
We certainly do.
Mate, what can I say?
Full disclosure for everyone tuning in that is or isn't part of the community. Craig and Kim are now contracting on helping redesign and rebuild our client portal, having been clients for 10 years this year.
Well, it's fantastic in so much as some frustrations that we hear from the community. We've got the being afforded the opportunity to help reshape, and it's fantastic. You know, for us, it's sort
I
of.
don't know if it's fantastic seeing you in the office every day. Kim's great to see, but you know.
No, exactly. But we're loving it because we've got I guess we're seeing it from the inside now. How dedicated this team of Infinity, I guess, finance strats, wealth strats, the RMs, they're all wanting to make a difference for.
It's not a job.
No, it's not.
I mean, I've had plenty of people come and go over the years that it was a job and paid the bills, but I can walk through 139 people in this building, and it's not a job.
No.
It's fun and they care and it's bubbly. It's like you walk through the doors and there's just an energy to it.
Well, that's the part that we're liking, and then being, as I said, afforded the opportunity to help shape the portal. I'm doing some of the back office systems as well, which all goes to a more efficient
client experience.
Exactly, and so that's really, really cool. And it's 10 minutes from home. So,
how's your luck,
mate? I said to Kim when this all happened, I said we've basically travelled all our life with our work.
Well, you're in Sydney. I mean, it takes 2 hours to get from one side to the other, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I was near you. I was in Cronulla in here, and I was going to Bella Vista, and I was like, I hated my life.
Yeah.
I was like, traffic.
Yeah, no, exactly. And now we've got 10 minutes of travel to negotiate each
You're
morning.
lucky to turn 4 times.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we've got a system, so we're working on the traffic lights, which way to work. So anyway, so from that aside, we're enjoying that. We're basically got 3 properties in our portfolio that are due to settle in the one's imminent.
Yep.
And there's another 2 that are due next year, I think is the first of those 2.
Okay. And you flicked a couple as well along the way?
Yeah.
So, like, if we go back, you did, through external financial planners, you had your self-managed super fund set up. You've bought and sold property in super as well?
Super's has been probably one of the most eye-opening things I've ever done in my life.
Okay.
Because we started off with a combined super balance of about 420k thereabouts.
Okay.
We bought 2 properties on that very first day.
Yeah.
Then we joined.
I remember saying to you at the time, I don't like the fact that someone else manages my super. And you said
Yeah.
to me, why don't you do an SMSF?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Have a chat to the
what's
planners.
that? I'd never heard of it before.
You couldn't spell it.
No. And so that's what we set up, and
Yeah.
we put 2 properties in
Yeah,
there.
why? I actually remember that in Cronulla. You're like, I hate the thought of it. And I'm like, well, yeah, you can talk to these guys because I don't like the thought of that either. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What grinded you so much about somebody else in control of your super?
Because I had no control. I'm not a control freak, but I had no control over where they were investing my money. And there'd been a couple of times where I'd had dips where I'd lost money.
Right.
And you're paying all the fees constantly.
Yeah. So by having an SMSF, we're both directors of it, and we actually control
Right.
where our money goes.
Yeah, you picking
We have a
the
choice.
shares or
Yeah.
currency or property or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we decided to do 2 investment properties, and which one of them grew exponentially, which we sold last year.
Yep.
We made
720.
720 profit on that.
Wow. So that 400 cash you started with is up over $1 million.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even 400 because we only had to put down the.
No, we said 420 in our
Total
Oh,
cash.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
So
But
the
yeah, you
pump-
would have you only put the deposit at the property,
Yeah.
each property, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's the key. So even though you'd say the property was worth, I think to purchase 550,000 plus the deposit and cost stuff, and the actual outlay was about 185k. There plus the I think the cost side of it.
And then took debt.
Exactly.
rent, yeah.
Yeah.
Roll forward, we held that for I think seven years or nearly 8 years, and then we sold it. And
Paid down the debt and you had 700 something cash.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that allowed us to then go and buy another investment property.
So that's really just that one transaction. You nearly tripled your cash balance
correct.
because you went from 4 something up to that plus the 7 something from the sale.
Yeah, and I think just go back a bit. Most people were saying you need $1 million to in your super to retire on, and we were looking at each other and said, "Yeah, great. How are we going to get to $1 million from 420 to $1 million bucks?" I was 53 at the time. We couldn't work out how that's going to happen just on contributions alone.
Yep. And then market up and down.
Exactly.
You need a really strong market before you retire without any dip.
Exactly. So for us, it was just an amazing outcome. After you sort of suggested we go and talk to some financial planners. Balance now is something like from 420 to maybe 1.5 million,
Right.
maybe 1.6
In
million.
10 years.
Yeah, in 10
Pretty
years.
good.
Hell yeah.
And you've still got property in the fund, right? You've got
Yeah.
other assets in that you can
Yep.
sell at some point.
Yeah, correct. And then we've got one of the properties that we've bought, which is due to settle in a couple of years, is in that super fund. So they will grow even further.
So you'll just keep playing.
Yeah.
Okay. It's pretty good.
Mate, it's pretty good. It's freaking
So you're
brilliant.
all right to retire now.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting one because our friends are all at that retirement age now, and we still got a fire in our belly to do stuff, professionally. But equally, we've got by having an income, it allows us to also
Still keep growing.
still keep
Yeah.
going.
And you're only 10 minutes from home.
Yeah.
And we're only 10 minutes from home.
So you're practically retired. I mean, you probably don't travel for 2-3 hours a day anymore to work.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, if you asked me 10 years ago, because we're coming up to 10 years in with Infinity in December,
Yep.
would we be living on the Gold Coast, have a significant super fund balance, have a portfolio of properties, I'd call bullshit. That was 10 years ago.
Well, you call bullshit on
I
everything.
Yeah.
You did. You called
I did,
bullshit
I
10
did.
years ago.
Yeah, I
but
did.
guess what? You were fucking wrong.
Yep.
100% wrong.
Actually, you owe me a beer. Because I was right, you were wrong.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And yeah, we're so grateful to you and Beck for steering us.
You guys had to do the work. I mean, all we can do is say, well, here's a set of numbers. Look at the numbers, which you did over and over and over.
Yeah.
The numbers never fucking changed. From meeting 1 to meeting 201. The numbers were the numbers.
Exactly. And one of your catch cries back then is numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
You know, people do, but numbers don't
People
lie.
do, but numbers don't.
Yeah. And for us, I think that's what we're so appreciative of. It's the eye-opening, the style. The style makes me laugh always, so that's good.
Style.
Just the way you deliver the message, brother.
Oh, it's so eloquent, isn't it?
That's what we relate to.
It's not very eloquent.
No, it's real and raw. And I think in given the elapsed time, and we've seen you grow
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I've probably become more abrasive over time. I think I've got less tolerance.
Yeah, but I've said to a number of people, and most people come up and go, he is raw. And I just said, yeah, but at the end of the day, his message is solid.
Well, it's funny because I see so many people, so many videos, shit on social media. I just laugh. It's like, I'd love to see a company that's even traded for more than 10 years these days on social media, because most of them have been a couple of years, if that. And I'd love to see for them to still maintain a happy, satisfied paying client from back in GFCs like Doug and Tish or Carlos, from 2011s or 12s or 30, all the way through to 2026.
Yeah.
There's not, I don't know if there is any out there that have kept people that long.
No.
And done right by them.
Yeah,
and
well,
got results.
we want to still keep continue because we're enjoying what we're achieving, but equally seeing the growth in other people.
Yeah.
We really get a buzz just seeing people, have their light bulb moment.
I love it for the
And
team
succeeding.
now. As the team are getting their homes and then they're getting their the younger ones getting their
Yeah.
first home and then their first investment, and
Yeah.
some of them on multiple. I love that journey too.
Yeah.
That's cool
Yeah.
because they're product of the product. Like
And
Yeah,
and our daughter is about to join Infinity.
yeah.
Her and her husband.
Yeah, we had a
Okay.
chat the other day.
okay.
They've been watching us for a
You
while.
didn't sell your son with the house, did you?
Ethan, please. Yeah, our youngest son, 21, didn't want to leave the Sydney home.
He's just come with the settlement to the new owners. Hello.
Yes, we're waiting for the buyer to actually say there's an issue. There's a guy in the front room, which was our son. So no, he's living with Nan at the moment. So
But he's just finished his apprenticeship. So
Nice.
he's just come out of the 4 years. So we're waiting for him to get a couple of weeks in on his
Trade.
now new
Yep.
new income. And then we're going to look at what his borrowing capacity is, and hopefully we can get him into
Get
the
him his
market.
first place.
Yeah.
yes,
So it's generational now.
Yeah.
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 very much
cool.
so.
Very cool.
Yeah,
And he wants to get out of Nan's.
Okay.
He's had enough.
we can't say that.
He just needs his own space.
He
He's
loves
a young
Nan.
man.
He loves
he
Nan.
does love
Loves
it, but yeah.
Well, okay. You guys were fortunate enough, and I just wanted to share as well, you guys were fortunate enough to actually be with a big group of clients that came over to the USA with us for our USA launch.
Yep.
I want to talk to that quickly as well. Talk to us about, and thank you for that, for coming and sharing and being so raw and real. Talk to us how you found that, because you think, oh, does it translate? Does it cross borders? Does it not? Numbers are numbers, but compliance is different. Products are different. Most Americans just fix for 15 or 30 years. And I remember starting the talk, and I'm like, a room full of finance gurus and husbands and wives and partners, and they're all sitting cross-armed like this. And it's like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
Talk to everyone tuning in, and obviously our American clients as well as we start. Talk to that. How did you find that experience from watching people receive the education and knowledge and information, to then watch them process it or not, to then have them come up and talk to you in person? Talk us through that journey.
Firstly, thank you for inviting us. That
was great.
We were love to go over and share our story. So as you said, we were in front of a room full of people. My personal view is I felt like there was not negativity, but there was like
Skepticism.
Yeah,
Sounds like
skepticism.
your husband the first
Yeah,
55,000 times we met.
It was a room full of Craigs.
There was a healthy amount of skepticism.
But I guess to your point, the body language and first of all, they're lovely people, really, really welcoming people. But then when we started talking about what different the clients were achieving and things like that, I was sort of starting with that arms crossed body language thing and say this is, they wouldn't say this is bullshit, but I'm saying it on their behalf.
Yeah.
But then as they went through it, it was sort of like, I can sort of see what's going on, and our circumstances are not too dissimilar.
Yeah.
But just watching that transition in body language was cool. And then afterwards, God, we had some good chats with some people.
Yeah, people coming up to us, and I think there was a realisation they didn't know they could do it. And
They just really are embedded in minimum payment forever.
Yep.
You're always going to have that payment.
Fixed interest rate.
Yep.
That was what their focus was.
Yep.
And then spending the next 30 years just paying it off.
I think that interest rate conundrum was really prevalent. I say it like that because we were saying I think at the time our interest rates were, say, up at 6.5%,
Yeah, they were about 5.5. There's about a 1 point difference roughly,
Yeah, and they were just fixated on getting a low interest rate. And I said, the interest rate really doesn't matter if you're paying it off quickly.
5 years or 3 years or 7, yeah.
Instead of the 30.
It does over 30.
Over
Or
30
40
years.
they're suggesting now.
Yeah, but at that short time, if you can pay it off, then you've got your cash to do whatever you want with it.
Well, they've got the product. They've got what they call a first lien HELOC, home equity line of credit.
Yep.
That here we have to create what we call white label products, where we go to a bank, they change the features, they put our sticker on it, it's their money, but it's our product only for our clients, right? They have the product there.
Why?
But it might be 5 for a home loan, say variable at the moment, right? Because they're fixed low years ago in COVID. Might be 5, but they might charge 6 or 6.5 for this. So it scares people away from a product that works. Because once you've got the product, you can use it over and over and over again, like a credit card against your home.
Yeah.
So they actually have the products there. They were huge and super prevalent through the 90s in the US. Heaps of families use them. And then they just forgot about them.
Wow.
And then they put the rates up, and they're like, oh, we'll put that over there. It's like even when banks used to do it all here, and they're like, here's all these amazing, oh shit, that works too well. Let's change that product and slowly but surely the banks will strip it away and end up with ship product A and ship product B. So
I think one of the conversations we had in after we spoke, we said, the lady come up and said, so you telling you had $595,000 left to go? I said, yeah, 19 and a half years. We're paying, I think, at the time about 6.5%, as a typical interest rate. And she scratched her head and she says, well, I've got about 250,000 to go and I'm on 2%, but I got this for the next, 15 years, 17 years to go. And I said, but you can do what we did, so why isn't that a good thing? And her facial reaction was, hell yeah.
yeah.
That's what I thought was kind of cool.
It's like this light bulb moment.
Yeah. Or the penny drop. That's it, the penny drop.
Bubble. Is it a bit of an American reference?
Yeah.
Penny drop. So I really want to, because I think it was an amazing experience, right? And it's good to see, because the thing was always, why go and enter another market? Why go to America? Why go to New Zealand? Why go to the UK? All that sort of I just don't want to die wondering. They've had a really tumultuous period over the last few years, through COVID, like America, Australia as well, everywhere, but America's really copped it. And it's different there, like healthcare and medication and political things. I don't even go there, but it's hard. There's people work 4 jobs there.
Wow.
Their minimum pays, if you're a server or a waitress, they don't get paid like we do in Australia. They don't have that same sort of fair work and this and they rely on tips, for example.
Yeah.
And now everything's tap, tap, tap. Some places they don't even get the ability for tips. You've got to put in the machine over there and fill it out and sign it. So it was one of those things I was like, Beck, one day I was like, no, we'll leave it. Spent years studying it, and then Beck's like, you're going to die wondering. I'm like, what? She goes, you'll be on your deathbed one day going, how many gazillions of lives and families could we have impacted if we just put this education into the market in the US?
Yeah.
So
That's you. That's you to a T.
yeah, I can't die wondering.
No, exactly.
So we're on. And we've got good partners there, and they're all the licensed. So we'll do the education, they'll do the technical. It's a really, really good partnership. So it's going to be fun.
Hey, we look forward to being able to support you.
I was going to say, we'll definitely get you back over there so people can poke you and prod you if that's okay. We'll get you over and share again a couple of times this year, if that's all right.
Would love to.
We'd love to do that.
We're terrible to have a trip to the US.
Oh,
wouldn't we?
yeah.
That aside, I think just being as part of that foundational establishment, that's the buzz that we.
I was going to say, does it give you a bit of a buzz?
Yeah.
So, like, say we go back at the end of the year, right? And you meet people that have been doing it for 6 or 12 months. Does that give you a bit of a kick?
It does, because we feel like we've helped impact their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but in a positive way.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
definitely in a positive way.
It's kind of like, for me, it's a drug, right? I feel all the
Yeah.
messages, like, I love it when people are like, hey, I just did your free stuff 6 months ago and we've done this and we've done that and just want to say thanks. I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. Absolutely love it.
most definitely. I
You're
think,
going to have to find an American football team to follow. NFL.
yes.
Basketball.
Basketball.
Well, I already follow the Celtics.
Okay.
Yep.
yeah, I've been following the Bulls lately in the basketball.
Okay. What about NFL?
NFL, I go up and down because I was looking for the Aussie big boy. I was following him for a little bit, but then they got just recently knocked out. So I've got no one to follow at the moment.
Talk to Luke. He's a big fan.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
It's a full circle then, isn't it, with Luke?
Back to that. Well, I really want to just say thank you for that, and we'll get you guys to come back over again a couple of times and share with the Americans. So, on behalf of all the American Infinity fam, thank you for making the effort and being so open and honest and sharing, guys. I just want to say thank you for that.
Thank you.
No, thanks to you, mate. That's been brilliant.
Cheers. Now, back to Australia for a second. What's the goal? What's the plan? What are we doing?
Well, I mean, I turned 63 this year, so I'd like to think that I've got still a couple of years left before fully retiring. So we want to do a few more things in the property space for that side of things.
Okay. So still building, not resting yet.
Yeah.
No. And I guess if we can still keep doing that, that allows us to close out some of the upcoming deals we've got. But equally looking at how do we, because we're restructuring the portfolio.
Yep.
So that will give us opportunity. So that's interesting. I still have a fire in my belly.
Okay.
If I was struggling, like how's this, right? We've got 10 minutes drive to work, yet we're still getting up at 5:30 in the morning to see the day.
Well, I do have to make his lunch as well.
Oh yeah, that true. Yeah, that's always.
Put yourself in that one, mate.
Yeah. But my point being is I'm not in the retirement mindset.
Yep.
I don't want to lay in
You've got
bed.
a lot of life left to live still.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, you've got the most beautiful sunrise in every bloody morning where you are too on the broadwater.
You know, it's funny you mention that, because I feel like previous jobs, we were getting up when the alarm went off, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh God, we've got
a
to go
trudge.
to work. And
Yeah.
Whereas now we don't even have an alarm anymore. We just
Right.
wake up and we're almost, sounds ridiculous, but we're almost bounding out of bed. and it's,
I'm not a bounder.
well, I am.
At 63, mate, you're fit as a fiddle. You're bounding out of bed.
You know what? One thing I'd like to do, which you'll call bullshit, but I'm probably one of the only ones that hasn't done a 60 strong or anything like that.
No, I'm going to call bullshit.
No, but
You're not on the beers for 60 days?
that would be really interesting. So it'd be a target for me. I know there's one that's active. We ummed and ahed, and I thought, no, we couldn't do it.
No, I actually asked you, will you do it with me? And you went, fuck that.
Just start tomorrow.
Yeah.
You'll be 2 days behind everyone, 3 days behind.
Well, that's one of the
Or
things.
the next round.
Well, that's the conundrum in my head as when it works for
Yeah.
us, you know. Of course, the other side of living up here, it's now Chateau Rosewall,
Right.
where people want to come and visit,
All the time.
Yeah.
which is
yeah.
lovely.
Lucky you didn't get a one-bedroom unit. You got the sub penthouse,
Yeah,
right? With all the
yeah.
spare rooms.
Yeah,
and-
we've got a truckload arriving this week.
Yeah, which is
Isn't it funny that a lot of people say, oh, no, and I'll stay in Melbourne, Sydney. Because Queen's Gold Coast specifically is very much that holiday destination. So I know I found when I first moved from Sydney, everyone always was willing to come. You constantly had guests.
Yep.
Sometimes you're like, I just want to enjoy my peace and quiet.
I know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we love. It's almost like we love to welcome people, but equally to experience what we're experiencing as well, which is kind of cool. And because we've developed, I guess, a good friendship of Infinity folk, and they're good people. We love it.
Okay.
So that's one of the
And
goals.
it's I got a bit of a feel now for, until you guys decide, oh, look, we're pretty happy and comfortable and we're done with all our vesting and let's just travel and enjoy. So I feel like your gift back to Beck and I for everything we've done is your kind of final legacy play is you're going to have built this amazingly perfect, close to perfect portal into it because you've been here for 10 years. So by then it might be 12, 15, 8, you've experienced it all.
Yeah.
You know all the little imperfections and then this would be great and that would be great. And you can talk to everyone in the community and you've known them for so long and even the newbies. You really get to build something special.
Yeah.
And that will have massive impact globally.
Oh, 100%. And I think that's the buzz that we're hooked into at the moment.
Yeah.
That's our excitement.
Yeah.
That's got you bounding out of bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or soft bound.
Soft bound. Just a bit of a leap. A fast lean.
Yes. Yeah. No, it is good.
Okay, I like this. Tell me, so for someone who's doesn't know who the hell we are, but their friends have sent them a podcast or a thing, or they're creeping around on the web or whatever, what are some easy wins you could share with people from your 9 and a bit, 10-year journey with us? Because actually, I'll go back a step. This getting out of bed without an alarm and almost bounding out of bed and blah, 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 and a new sort of zest for life and a passion for work, 2015 Craig and Kim.
Walk on the boards, mate.
I was going to say, so here we are today.
Yeah.
Happy, energetic, naturally waking up, sun's up, off we go, let's rock and roll, we love life. 2015 Craig and Kim?
Well,
Chalk and cheese.
yeah. I mean, back in 2015 to 2016, I'm a committed person to a job, but it was always a grind, and for me, it's sort of like, it's a grind because of the type of work we're doing is stressful, but equally then overlaying on that was the financial stress of just getting ahead, we just weren't changing anything.
And I think we were going to work because we had to work. We
Right.
had to work to pay the mortgage, to pay the bills.
We just exist.
Whereas-
You're almost in a spin cycle.
Yeah. Whereas once we were debt free from our mortgage, all of a sudden it was like the weight's gone off our shoulders. And we go to work now because we want to go to work, not
Yeah.
because we have to go to work.
Well, most people think if you pay your house off and get an investment or two, as if you'd go to work. You're rich. That's what people think.
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
masterclasses have you sat on? We're like, do you still work? Are you
Yeah,
retired?
yeah.
Oh, when did you stop? And it's like,
Yeah, it's a funny mindset.
but I know someone who is not in the poverty, but I know someone who has a poor mindset because they ask those questions. Oh, if you paid off your home and had an investment or some money in stocks, wouldn't you retire? Well, inflation, this weird, cost of living. I know people who have not had their mind open to do the work and follow advice for a long period of time because their get rich quick is once you pay your house off and you've invested some money and you make $2.80, you'd quit work, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Or no, you'd get addicted to it and have a passion and a
Yeah,
zest for it, and
yeah.
you'd
Yeah.
love it. And
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you've afforded us the opportunity to support REMS, so the real estate mastery, that events that happen. Listening to people there, they're exactly the same as us, just spun in a different way.
yeah,
And listening to their journey and us being able to, how do you say, pay it forward? Pay it forward. That's our buzz. That's our addiction to try and help, maybe sort of inspire. Just to try and get people across the line. That you don't have to be on that grind.
so there's a much happier version of Craig and Kim 10 years on.
I think so.
What stresses you out? What keeps you up at night?
Nothing anymore.
Yeah.
Kim's like, oh, great.
No.
You're snoring. Still got an issue.
No.
You can't say that live on camera.
No, I have lost 10 kilos, so I don't snore anymore.
Oh, okay.
Unlike somebody else who still is.
Yeah, okay. Then. Look at that.
It might be his burp snarts in the middle of the night. So no, anything keeps you up at night?
No, I mean, we've got a couple of... It's funny you say that. We've got a couple of loans that we're settling. So that always...
Paperwork, application, getting approved.
But it's a source of inspiration for the wealth portal that we're doing because we've got 3 major transactions happening in this next, say, 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool to see those transactions or the milestone statement
Yep.
presented.
Collating documents.
Yeah,
Writing strategy, credit paper,
yeah.
lodge application, approved,
So-
request. Yeah.
Yeah, seeing all that
Bit
stuff.
of a timeline or traffic light system.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yep.
trying to deal with that, that's pretty cool. So that'll add to our
Yep,
restructure.
it's in the working now.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Yep.
We won't tell everyone too much.
No. Watch this space.
Yeah, I haven't even seen a lot of this yet. Next
Surprise.
week. Next week.
Surprise.
Surprise. So jumping back, so nothing keeps you up. Pretty happy. News desk full of. What are some practical tips? Someone that can't afford Infinity, fucking hates me, but likes listening to our community. What are some practical tips you could give those people from your 10 years of experience now to get the home paid off and to build an investment portfolio?
So first one is budget. So sticking to your budget, but also working together. So if you're a couple, for example, and one's not invested and the other one is, it's not going to work. It's like shaking. What's that saying?
One hand can't clap.
Yeah,
One hand can't
yeah,
clap.
yeah.
Yeah.
So being accountable for yourself with what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, some of the call-outs you say is, are about change. If you don't make an effort to change the way you go about things and your mindset, it's things are just going to keep rolling along.
Yeah.
And nothing's going to improve. So I think having that open mind to change, I think is good. Your behaviours have to obviously change because you've got yourself into a
How
financial
long,
stress.
and I know it's 10 years ago now. How long did it take for you guys to apply the learnings, to apply the change and stick to them?
Well, this is funny because going back all that time, this one was well invested and said, get on board or you're out the door. So I got on board.
Yeah, well, you were sleeping on the couch.
Yes. I got on board and then I just was so invested. So that was probably, as we said at the start of the chat, a couple of months in, seeing the impacts on the statement.
Yeah.
And then
So you were fully invested in the process, which made it
yeah.
easier to. I mean, you see in month 1 or 2, you see a result. You're like, all right, now I'm heavily invested, right?
yeah.
Because also there's life events happen, things can happen. There's reasons to stray as well.
Yeah.
Well,
which happened to us.
Yeah, I was about to say, we both lost our dads about 2 years into the process. And not that we went off the rails from spending because we just were going off the rails. We just had a lot of travel, a lot of commitments because of dealing with Kim's dads, and then my dad as well, cost money.
Yeah, you're traveling, you're seeing family and
Yeah.
all sorts of things.
Because I lost my father and my stepfather 3 months apart. So one was in WA, one was in Melbourne. So I was travelling either to WA to sort out funerals and then again in Melbourne. And so it was expenses that we
weren't predicting it.
yeah, we were copying. So that kind of took a hit on. And then
But this sets you and Infinity apart because rather than the mindset of a broker that's transactional, the team said, the Rosals have lost the plot a bit. They spend a bit too much money and blah, blah, blah. And then you basically said, and this is the side of you that a lot of people don't see up front, is give them a chance, get their head in the space. And then you rang us and said, do you want to abandon or do you want to get back on the horse, so to speak? And I said, no, we want to get back on the horse. And you set us some new goals.
Yeah.
And that was a major contributor to us to achieve our 4 years, 4 months repay.
Well, it could have been quicker, but life happens. But
Yeah.
I think as well, it's different, right? There's brokers, and I'm not picking on them. We've got some amazing guys and girls in our industry we work with every day. Typically, the industry is quite transactional.
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
You felt that at the beginning. These got you're paying 6 and I'll get you 5.75,
Yeah.
or you're paying 5.5 and I'll get you 5.4. Like it's just a sale of a better rate.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of, sadly, the core of the industry is the people doing the sale and the consumers just think getting a better rate and starting again for 30 years is the solution. Well, if you're 10 years into your mortgage and you get a better rate and start again for a lower payment, of course, over 30 years, a smaller debt than you had 10 years ago sounds much cheaper over 30 fucking years. But it's now a 40-year fucking mortgage.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with the industry. You're not saving people money. You're stringing out for 40 years not 30 interest calculations every day and being charged every month. It's a big fucking problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
And until our industry wakes up to that and consumers are educated to realise anything with interest, it's about duration.
Yeah.
Shorter the time, less pain.
Yeah.
All right. But that's really hard. Whereas our model's a bit different, right? Because we have the ongoing coaching and accountability and all that sort of stuff with the team there. So if you guys like, hey, the rose walls have gone a bit cray-cray, I'm like, no, there's some stuff, go give them some space.
Yeah.
Reach out to them in a bit of time. I think back then you were like, well, actually, this is what's happened, but we've booked a trip. We're going to go clear our head. I think it's Bali again. We're going to go, and when we get back from Bali, we'll get back on the horse.
Yep.
I said, all right, well, when you get back, you send me tell me what the new goals and plans are. We'll start again and we'll reverse engineer from here.
Yeah.
And away we go.
Exactly.
That's not normal in fin services, to be clear.
No.
Because your bank manager wouldn't have given a shit what you were spending. As long as that minimum payment's made, who cares? The broker, as long as the trail commission comes in and you're not in arrears on the loan, well, really, they probably don't talk to you.
I was going to say,
you get a
what broker,
Christmas.
they're normally, they're gone.
Yeah, you might get
They've
a
left the
Christmas
building.
card or something. So
Never got a Christmas card.
didn't you?
No.
It was a Christmas party.
I tell you this, that's one of the things I say to people that are in the infinity.
In fact, we've got a photo of you. The team are going to put in here. Not last year, the year before. You guys wore Beck and I on your shirts you had made
Yes,
to the
it-
Christmas party.
yeah.
I'm going to put a photo of that in this so
Yeah.
that people watching online.
But people we've spoken to have said, I can't believe this is a financial services company. And I said, the company's invested in you, and they're invested in the community.
I don't know if we are anymore. A lot of people are reaching out saying, you guys are like a lifestyle brand. You're doing health and you've got these meal and you got them. We bring in financial planners or lawyers or accountants or the things we don't do.
Yeah.
'Cause you can't be an expert at everything. We're bringing in health people. We're bringing in charity thing. Like it's kind of becoming a bit of a lifestyle. Like I think everyone we meet here, we're kind of aiming for the same things.
Yeah.
Maybe not the 60 strong thing just yet, but we'll get you there.
Yeah, we will.
But it is an interesting concept.
It is, and I think the people that are taking the leap of faith are seeing what that's doing for them as be it an individual, a couple, whatever it might be, and I think that's a really compelling difference that Infinity provides to other financial services company, and for me that's one of the buzzes that we also have being part of that.
What's been the hardest thing in the last 9 or 10 years?
The hardest thing. Well, I guess from my side of things, just staying motivated professionally, and what's the connection I'm trying to make is our portfolio creation is given us that you have to have serviceability for the portfolio to work, and I think that's been probably a challenge just on the professional side. We're still in love.
I said what was hard, not what was easy, Craig.
I'll try and work on it. No, I think from a financial position has been, it's been good to see the growth in our portfolio. There hasn't been a hard thing for that.
I think trust was hard for you at the beginning.
100%. That was.
Yeah.
If you go back then, it was trust is earned.
Yeah, 100%.
So for me, it's sort of like, okay, put your money where the mouth is in terms of what you said to us, and you delivered in spades. So I know it's not answering the question of what was hard because we're struggling to find what is hard.
Okay. Okay. But if it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah.
Or do you think just too much tall poppy? We're too on alert in Australia. Nah, it's for rort scam, this, that. I mean, I upset the industry a lot because they all think that they're brilliant at what they do to just give you a new loan with a better rate. And I'm like, no, our industry's broken. Like, we need to do more by the customer. We need to hold their hand. We should teach them a heap of shit before we sell them something. We should hold their hand. I think it's very broken. It really is very broken. I don't know if this industry, say mortgages, I don't think it will look the same in just 5 years. Because for what a lot of people are selling, you could get on AI and you could do that search yourself to a certain level. That tells me that our industry is going to have to change rapidly. The offering, the service offering, the value proposition will have to change a lot.
But I think also the type of characters you're interacting with. I remember reading Facebook posts of why would I trust a guy with a cap and a black t-shirt? And it's like, we'd prefer to trust that bloke than someone turning up in a suit that gives a transactional based interaction, you know?
I think 2026, I think those days are gone by. Anyone who's bothering to comment on social media probably isn't in a great position because, I don't know, like I think people would be busy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And if you're worried about what someone's wearing, but you spend all the time listening to that financial information or podcast online, well, I already know you're financially fucked because you listened.
Yeah.
And then you've given a pretty articulate comment, your opinion are like backsides, we should sit from them and shit from them. But so I actually find it quite amusing, but it's easy for us because we just block and move on now. So we're used to like worry about responding and now it's like just block and move on. Like Sally Pants 1986 is never going to be our client. So as if we fucking care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so blunt. It's like, hey, here's the information. Like, it's like if I'm banging on about how offset accounts are the same. They're fucking not.
Yeah.
If they were the same, you wouldn't have needed me all those years ago or paid a loan off in 4 years and 4 months to get me my little plaque and trophy. You know what I mean? Like, then, in theory, they're the same.
Yeah.
In practical application for human beings, they're not, besides the fact the bank's all getting caught for not linking them.
Yeah, I just sort of, the people that waste the time that can communicate like that without sitting back and actually listen to the substance, that's the part I guess I'm sort of suggesting.
I struggle with it. I think, it's like, well, just like read something, watch something,
Yeah.
study something.
Yeah.
Empty cans always rattle the loudest.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll stick to my cap and my t-shirt. Well, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I want to thank you so much for helping share the message in Australia and obviously overseas in the US at the moment. I know the community really appreciate it, so thank you. And watch this space for the client portal because there's a lot of work you guys are doing there. So I'm keen to see this next week.
Surprise.
I'm not keen to see the bill, but I'm keen to see
No,
the work.
the outcome. Yeah,
How Dong's all over it, hopefully.
Yeah, he is. He is, and that's using AI as well to help shape some of the features,
Okay.
which is good.
Okay.
So yeah,
Watch this space.
exactly.
All right. We'll have to have another chat again in maybe after we go to America next. We'll have a chat about that and see the feedback of all the Americans that you chat to.
Yeah, no, look forward to it.
Good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You're fucking gone. See ya.